Okay, so sorry about that. Thank you guys. I was muted. As I was trying to say, I'll answer your question in a second, Adrian. I was literally about to answer it, but now I have to redo the whole spiel. So for those people that don't know, Tuesdays and Thursdays are my days for Q&As. If you see why the title is named the same as last video, because typically I don't go through comments on the last video and really respond that much. So this is the opportunity, if you had a question in regards to the last video, to ask, or if you just have a question in general, you want to ask me about anything Pokemon related, or even myself sometimes, then I'm more than happy to answer. But as far as it goes outside of that, yeah, I'll just be going through and answering all questions that you guys may have. Flare, I don't have TCG codes because this is just a Q&A for all things going on in the Pokemon market. I'm not opening packs or anything. But Adrian, to answer your question, so yes, you got more allocations for Brilliant Star. Haven't heard much from other store owners. Yeah, so called my distributor today, talked to him about it, and basically, so I'm receiving my 60 that I got for pre-order back order, and then I'm only from now on able to order six more booster boxes or one full case a week. So the week reset is on Friday at midnight, and what he said. So I could at best get another case by Friday night, depending upon if they sell out at that point, because it says in their warehouse they still have about 250,000 or 250. Some people think it's weird I say it that way. So but yeah, it's interesting to see other people haven't heard about it. I talked to my distributor. I said, how many did you get? He said they sent us a crap ton. He said they got an absolute ton of Brilliant Star, and so they were just throwing it at everyone. So interesting to hear. Like I said, my distributor is ACD and Magazine Exchange. I've been transparent about those guys. ACD is the one that reached out to me about that. So yeah, no. I don't know what else to say outside of that. This is pretty relevant news to recent news to myself, so it could be one of these things you haven't seen it happen. But to be fair, I know in some of the marketplace channels that I follow, people have been making posts about getting more Brilliant Star product and have been selling it for around the same price I'm selling it for. So it has me to believe that you're starting to see it happen. And then if we look at Brilliant Star, I know it hasn't dropped much, but you're seeing a slow, like, kind of grind down. So literally yesterday, the price of these was sitting at around 140, and it's already down $5 within the past day, which, like I said, it's not a lot. It's a slow grind down, but you're seeing slowly the same people consistently go down and down and down and down. And it's like literally just one after the other. Like, let's take a look, right? You see you have 518. So you have from 137, like I said, it was a little higher, but I don't want to go through the full list. Then 135, then 140, 34, and then 133. But of course, that's including shipping. So it'll be interesting to see how that's going to happen. But good news. What's up, LL? What's up, Vegas? And then yeah, I said what's up to Gigi Smith and Steven, but you guys obviously didn't hear me. And then what's up to you as well, Brad Rowe. But how long would you wait to buy Charizard V alternate art? I would wait until, I mean, if you're in a rush, I don't know how much of a rush you're really in to purchase it. It really comes down to the main question. I would say that a couple weeks after we see the booster boxes kind of bottom out is what I would say. That's kind of what I would go off of. But also, is it better to throw it at my face like this? Whoa! Get a little bit of lighting on my face because the camera's a little dark. I do apologize. I'm using IV Cam this time around. I usually have a different camera that I use, but it's pretty inconsistent. So I thought about changing cameras. All right, that's a lot better on my face. Sick. There's the lighting. But yeah, I would wait a couple weeks till after we see the bottoming out on the price, which I think, like I said before, you'll probably, because I haven't received the booster boxes yet. I should receive them sometime early next week. Because apparently the warehouse is backed up because of all the orders for Brilliant Star. So my expectation is you'll probably start to see prices really drop within early next week to middle of next week, but I could be wrong. What did you miss? You didn't get notified? Just not really much. I mean, we've been going for maybe 5 minutes, and I was muted for the first 3. So, we be goofing in the Discord today. Great time, Spencer says. Yeah, definitely interesting. Ava and I were talking about that. In my area, Brilliant Star went from 140 to 120 yesterday. That's what you like to hear, Brad. Yeah, so it's already having effect in certain areas. What's up, Frack? How we doing, brother? Shout out to Frack for being in here. But yeah, no, it's definitely starting to take effect on the price drop, but it hasn't started to like drop. To be fair though, I could be wrong, but let's take a look at like Vivid Voltage ETBs, for example, and let's see if we can see a correlation, or we can even say, we can even see Darkness Ablaze ETBs and see how long it took for that price effect to really come into play after the release. So if we take a look at the Darkness Ablaze ETBs, do we want to go with a year or 6 month or 1 month? Can we see it on a 1 month? No, we can see it on a 3 month though. So the high was 140. So it took from the, and this is in days of 3. So it took 3. So from the high, it took 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21 days. But honestly, you could make an argument that it really started around here. It had its first decline, and it took about, I want to say, a week for it to have its first drop off. And then within the span of what? So within the span of 3 days, it dropped 50%. And then another 3 days, it dropped another 20% from there. And then slowly has been dropping off since then. So, I mean, this decline, I mean, look at how long this decline really took. It took until, I mean, what? When was the bottom? Start of May. And so it took about a month and a half, I want to say, from the swing high to swing low. So if people are asking about when probably the best time is to buy a lot of these cards, I would say 2 weeks after that, because you're still seeing a flat line right now. Like, price has slightly gone up, but nothing crazy. So definitely would have to say it's going to be at least 3 to 4 weeks before we see a potential like bottom. Let's take a look at Evolving Skies too, because Evolving Skies will be another good one to look at when we're comparing to the last print of what happened with Evolving Skies booster boxes. So we go on the 6 month, actually the yearly it looks like. So it took a grand total of, from the high, took, let's say, about like 3 weeks to hit its bottom, then slightly went up, then more product came out. Yeah, I'd say, yeah, you're talking about anywhere between 3 to 4 weeks is what my prediction will be for the bottom, but that's just kind of it for me. What's up, Northwoods? Thanks for stopping by, brother. Appreciate you. Hopefully all is well. How's the channel going, by the way? How do you decide how much to charge for a booster box? Pretty simple, Will. My thing is I like to be competitive in the market. And so for myself, I just look at whatever the market price is, and then I always just undercut it, typically by 10%. So like the market price right now, the market price, or at least it was yesterday, like I said, was 140, right? So you say the market price the other day was 140, and then you literally just take 10% of that, and it's 125. That's literally how I like to do it typically. So that way you're getting it 10% less than market, so you feel like you're getting a deal. And on top of that as well, you know, I'm also selling product. I mean, I don't know how else to say it other than that. So and I'm still making good money off of that. You know, it's not like I'm selling it at 100, which would be pretty crappy, but you know what I'm saying. Do you think Brilliant Star is going to meet the $180 point this year? Steven, that's a really hard prediction to make, especially after this reprint that happened. I would say it's potentially possible that you could see 180 happen by the end of the year, but it really comes down to how many reprints we have. I will say, if you make the argument that after this price goes down to $100, no more reprints, yes, I could totally see 180. But with that being said, we don't know how many reprints there are going to be. I would say that other than this one, I expect there to be at least one more Brilliant Star reprint, because the set is going to be out for a while, if not 2. So 180 is definitely realistic. Oh, this is an announcement I want to make. So I had someone recommend this, and I'll make a shorts video on this maybe, but I've had a lot of people ask me about playing the waves, because I talk about that a lot, which is why I like to bring it up a lot in my videos, because people always have more questions about it. I'm going to be making a vlog type video series, where every other week or once a month, depends on how often you guys want me to do it, I'm going to just literally just record my screen of what I'm doing from your guys' perspective on how to play the waves. So basically what I'll do is I'll start the video once the price, in my opinion, of Brilliant Star booster boxes has hit its bottom. You'll see a recording of me basically being like, hey guys, this is going to be a vlog of my journey of playing the waves, talking through my strategy, showing you where I purchased it from for X amount of dollars, and then through that you will be able to see through an experience of myself how to play the waves, so that way you can see like live vlog of it actually working with that general strategy. So and if you guys have a certain like price point in mind how much you want me to spend, like whether it be like buy a case or buy $500 worth or buy 1,000, I'm all open to that. Just let me know, and if there's a certain thing you want me to do, like just kind of record my general strategy of like, I'm getting this item, I'm getting this item, etc., then please let me know. But this is just a working theory a lot of people were asking me about. But Polaris, haven't really missed much, brother, just kind of other than what I just talked about. Derek, my boy, what's up, Derek? Hopefully all is well, brother. We only got a couple weeks until we finally get the final season of Peaky Blinders. I'm excited, but how's life? Little slow, not much time to make videos. Yeah, I get that, my guy. I mean, obviously I'm pumping out content as much as I can, but I mean, when I had my second job, I was sticking to what I had. So what's up, Andrew? How's it going, brother? Northwoods, why aren't you on this live with Eli? Probably because we didn't coordinate it. Him and Nostalgianomics and sometimes Ava like to stop by, and sometimes even Pokémonomics and other people. So every so often we'll all go into each other's lives and just like to comment. So what's up, Ramiz? Hey buddy, been watching for 3 months. First time I caught a live. Great content. Hey, I appreciate that. John During, cool. Time to get my daily fix of market knowledge. Heck yeah, John. Appreciate it. What's up, Julio? How we doing, brother? Digi Smith says, I know it's blasphemous to talk about investing in raw cards, but is it just me that I prefer low mid-tier cards that I consider to have high potential? It's not blasphemous, Digi. It's just hard to justify investing in a lot of cards in ultra modern because the population on them is going to be so high in regards to more Pokemon product being open nowadays. More cards are going to be sent off to PSA more than ever. So it's harder with raw, even hard to justify PSA 9, because literally price of raw versus 9s are literally around the same for most modern sets, which is crazy to think about. But it still's possible. I mean, you can still make money in the long term because there's, still going to be a desire for it. But if you take a look at like the XY era stuff, a lot of the XY era product is still ridiculously cheap in regards to the overall singles. So it makes it hard unless you're talking about graded 10s. Personally speaking, I think graded 10s for PSA, you could make a return. Black labels, I think, are the future. But yeah, it's definitely a really hard one with investing in raw. But you could still make a value with raw. You still can. It's just going to be a little bit harder. But sometime soon, but my schedule has been crazy for the middle of the day. Yeah, no, I've been trying to schedule more people to come on. I might be having Poke Radar on soon. We'll see. He talked about next Tuesday. I'll keep you guys updated on that, but obviously I was just on Nostalgianomics stream last week, so try and give you guys some more guests pretty soon here. In Canada, we got the first small reprint, though no word on large. One, Eli speaking about that we can put in numbers a month in advance and nothing. Even asked my distributor about it. Are you talking about for Brilliant Star, or what are you referencing in general? Because like I said, with Brilliant Star, I was talking about this earlier. I got my 60 allocations. That should hit the market sometime early next week. You're already starting to see prices slowly fall. It'll take a little bit longer though. And then outside of that, I can order starting on Saturday an extra 1 case a week. So we'll see though how long that lasts before it sells out. I would love to see Team Rocket get a remake set. I think it would be huge. Maybe Skyridge. I've actually talked about that a lot, Andrew, especially just not even just Team Rocket, but just like character cards. I think would be really cool. I commented on this with Nostalgianomics, but the longer you are in the hobby, you kind of just know the waves and when to buy and sell. 100% agree, Digi. I mean, a lot of people, that's the thing. A lot of people will always like when I talk about that kind of stuff, people, how do I want to say this? I just see a lot of people who are brand new to the hobby that will go in and have representations based on what they see in stores or what they've experienced personally, rather than the history of what's been going on with Pokemon. And it's like, once you've been in this hobby long enough, then you have a general understanding, and it takes time to know. But you shouldn't be anecdotal in regards to making predictions on these things, especially when you have other people that have close connections with like distributors or like have been in this hobby for a long time. That's not to question, of course, you know, the authenticity of a way in which an individual feels, or to say that because you've been in longer than someone else you know better. But it is to say that like when you have that inside information and you've been doing this for a while, you, to in a certain extent, do have a little bit of an edge over the general market. GM says in the UK, a lot of sealed product is very differently priced than the US. Hidden Fates have been £90 and 112 on the secondary market for 6 months. Do you think this is likely to catch up? First and foremost, if that is true, GM, I would start scooping those up. Like Hidden Fates what? ETBs? If you're telling me Hidden Fates ETBs are selling for 112 over in the UK, I would be buying the crap out of that. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Do you think this is likely to catch up? I mean, I gotta assume as much. I mean, if you're telling me you can go do that for 112, bro, and then plus shipping, I will buy cases of that and then pay for the shipping. Like, bro, like, come on, that's crazy. What? But to answer your question, I don't know if it'll catch up, because it's hard to say, because it's such a bigger factor than, you know, just supply of product. I mean, obviously when it comes to like what they have with the Pokemon Center UK versus English, it's different. Prints are different, waves are different. So I don't think it'll catch up, because I think there's such a different market. And of course you could potentially see, you know, importation and exportation fees, as well as just general taxes play differently in the way in which, you know, you have currency transfers on product. Spencer, what's up, bro? Yeah, we're here. Yeah. What is your honest opinion about Nostalgianomics? I love nostalgia. I had him on, or I was on his channel, and then he's been on my channel. He's a really nice, down to earth kind of guy. Obviously, he's not afraid to speak his mind. I like him. I mean, my biggest thing is, even if I disagree with people on certain opinions, which, I mean, everyone at some point is going to have a disagreement on something. But this isn't speaking for him. This is just speaking on the behalf of just most people in the market. At some point, we're going to have general disagreements. The only thing I will say is that, you know, I like people that are authentic. I like people that are down to earth, and I feel like he's one of those kind of people. Eli, where do you recommend I buy boxes for shipping ETBs, booster boxes, and collection boxes? Interesting question. So, it's really hard to say, Derek. So are you trying to make a business out of it? Because I would say that it depends how high a volume you're trying to go. But if you're like talking mid-tier volume, I would probably say that going on Amazon is probably going to be your cheapest. But if you're not talking about like mid-tier volume, you talk about like high volume, then Uline. But I don't know how much you're trying to ship out. But I would definitely say Amazon's probably my first choice if you're talking about for shipping out. Hey, what's up, Tyrone? Hey, Eli, what's your favorite break card? When you say break card, I think I know what you mean. All right, let's take a look. Favorite break card. Man, that's a hard one. That is a hard one, dude. Pokemon break cards. Oh, I mean, the Lugia break's kind of cool, I guess. Ugh, break cards, baby. Everyone's favorite. Everyone's gonna love them break cards. Arcanine, I mean, it's the most expensive, but it's definitely not my favorite. I'll say Lugia's pretty cool. Ooh, that Empoleon's kind of cool. But man, that Lugia, I think it's because the off-white with the gold is a really cool coloring. I like the black and the white with the Hydreigon. I think that's really cool. I would say that probably I was already gonna say Hydreigon too, because I have that in my collection. I would say probably Hydreigon or Lugia. I'd say those are probably my top two. The raw card mentality is just what carried over for me being from Magic the Gathering for decades. I wish Pokemon had more. Yeah, I definitely agree with you on Digi, but I mean, of course, Magic has it kind of nailed down right now, especially with the competitive play format. So what do you think about promotional items like displays or other things? Is it worth driving around to LGS's big stores to see if they sell? I mean, if you're referencing like, I would say there's definitely some value to it, because if you do look at a lot of sales for older product, people are willing to pay for those display pieces. It's kind of like, a good example is you're buying a new Pokemon game, right? Or an old Pokemon game. You're buying Diamond or you're buying Pearl, right? You can either buy the individual cartridge or you can buy the cartridge with the original case. There's a premium that could be as much as $10 to $20 to have it with its case that people are willing to pay. So there is that premium that people are willing to do it, especially if it's sealed. Like I know some collectors that had bought a bunch of older like Level X era tins, and they were buying with like the pre-release cases originally still sealed. And so there is a level of like premiumness, not to mention from a design perspective, it's also really cool as well. So there's definitely a premium for it. Now the question is, I mean, where are you going to store all this stuff if it's already been broken out? It's kind of hard because the value of it, you know, it's going to be there, but where are you going to store it long term? You know what I mean? That's one thing you have to consider versus, let's say you've got a booster box of like, I don't know, a fossil box, and you do a break for it, and then you have the you know, you have the regular first edition box that's empty now. You could easily go sell that, but you were storing all your packs within it. So it makes it hard for me to want to justify go driving around unless it's like an older item that you could potentially flip. But I was talking about Brilliant Star. Yeah, no, like I said, Rumiz, I got my 60. I get one more case a week before they sell out. This is recent news. I literally just found out about this. I was on live stream Tuesday. So I'm expecting, considering the fact that this hasn't even been shipped out to me yet, my account hasn't been charged because the warehouses are backed up because of it. But I called my distributor today. I literally said, hey, how many Brilliant Star booster boxes did you guys get? And he said they got an absolute ton. So take everything I say with a grain of salt, but when my sales rep says he got a ton, I'm gonna, you know, especially when usually a lot of the times they say they don't really get a ton, and he's usually pretty accurate about that. And so saying that, I put a lot of, you know, weight in, you know, what he says. But like I said, take everything I say with a grain of salt. This news literally just came out on Tuesday. I got 10x, 11x of what I usually order. 10x actually, 11x hopefully if I get that sale in. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think you'll see prices really start to come down though within the next week or two. But once again, only time will tell. So, but that's my prediction. I just traded a bunch of my bulk for some BRS ETBs. This is going to be a good set for term long, sure. I 100% agree. 100% Zachary. I mean, I've talked about it obviously on my top 500 value. The ETBs are definitely undervalued, especially considering the print. Did anyone else see the new Hisui anime? It's actually really good. I have not, Andrew. I'll have to check it out though. Do you see this as a possibly the final wave minus the usual ETB reprint? No. Two things, Zachary. There usually isn't a usual ETB reprint. The only reason why we had a ETB reprint for Vivid Voltage and Darkness and Shining is one, Shining is a specialty collection set. They tend to print those more often than standard ETBs. And then two, you know, Vivid Voltage, Darkness Ablaze, ETBs were very, very low print. Same with Sword and Shield Base and Rebel Clash. All 3 out of 4 of those have gotten reprints, which is why I'm surprised we haven't gotten a reprint for Rebel yet. But you got a reprint for Sword and Shield Base, which went into big box retailers, and then we had online retailers and big box retailers get reprints for the Darkness Ablaze and Vivid. This was just because of supply chain issues. You haven't seen it historically happen again, like Cosmic Team Up, Unbroken Bonds. All these other ones did not get these type of reprints in regards to ETBs, so I would not look at it as normal outside of just general collection sets. I can't really speak on behalf of anniversary sets as a completely different argument. Obviously, you know, Evolutions ETBs you can make an argument for because those did kind of pop up at some point, which is why, you know, that you saw the prices go down in 2020. especially considering it was technically not in rotation or is about to go. Like, it wasn't in that standard format of rotation, it's a specialty collection. So that's where it's a little bit different of an argument to make. But even then, historically, if we're talking about like Hidden Fates, for example, we haven't seen a Hidden Fates reprint since literally right before it went out of rotation for World. So I would focus more on just general reprints for sets like Brilliant Star, for example, and talking about those ETBs. I mean, you could see a potential one happen because there was only one reprint for it, and so you gotta imagine they are gonna have to do it, but I wouldn't expect it to be like they're gonna do it wave 2 or wave 3 because there's only been one wave so far, so who knows. But going to the question of booster boxes, this is definitely not the final wave. We're not even close to the final wave. This set is still in rotation from a standard format, and Pokemon loves to do everything from a competitive format perspective within that 2-year rotation cycle for standard. So the set came out literally a month or two ago, so you're talking about it's still got about another year, 2 years before it even, you know, goes out of standard format. So I wouldn't be too worried if you're saying, you know, let's say down the line, let's say prices go down to 100, let's say they go down to 90, right? Obviously I'm going to say jump on it, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but you know, if you do happen to miss out, there's probably going to be another reprint down the line. Plus, also with all the economic factors going on right now, market tanked a little bit more yesterday. We're probably going to have that second quarter and recessions looming. There's an argument to be made that you could see other market implications in regards to prices. But, you know, only time will tell with that. Was referring to Hidden Fates ETBs for 112 in the UK? Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Yo. I will buy them from you, and I will pay for shipping, if that's true. Making a bold prediction here. Brilliant Star drops. I don't think that's bold. Well, Q4? Ooh, that's interesting. I don't think it'll happen Q4. I mean, we're still in Q2. Yeah, we're still in Q2. I don't know about that. Oh, actually, maybe that is a bold prediction, I guess, Adrian, because you're saying that it'll stay down. Well, here's the question, Adrian. Are you saying it will stay down at that price going into Q4, or you're saying that it will take that long to drop to that price? Because I think hitting that price is not unrealistic at all. Question is, are you saying it'll stay that price? Or are you saying it'll take that long? Like, what is it? What's up, Hash Catchem? How's it going? What's up? Hey, Corey, thanks for the subscription. I appreciate it, brother. Yes, it's out yesterday, I believe. Okay, right on. Any guesses on the price of Arceus figure collection in a year from now? Don't have a crystal ball, obviously, but if we want to just go take a look at what happened, and of course, this happened during the pandemic, so you always got to take everything with a grain of salt with this kind of thing, but one of the biggest items I love to compare this to is the Sword and Shield figure collection. We go take a look at the Sword and Shield figure collection. Obviously, you know, it's at, you know, 105. I wonder if we can see, we probably can't see full sales, but we'll take a look and see if just Pokédata has that information. Probably doesn't, but if they do, we'll take a look. So if we just go Sword and Shield figure collection, I mean, it came out sometime mid of 2020, and if you just look at this general chart, so last year it hit 93. Wow, it took about, if we're talking about did you say end of year or within a year? In a year from now, yeah, I could see, if we're going based off of the, you know, prospect of this, which had a Guardian Rising, 2 Rebel Clash, and a Cosmic, which arguably Brilliant Star packs are better. Obviously, it just comes down to the figure in the promo. Think there's an argument to be made that you could see, just based off this chart, it being worth around, conservatively, 50 to 60 bucks. Conservatively. It probably will go higher, but conservatively, I'm going to say 50 to 60 on this one. If we're talking a year from now, which would be May of next year. But based on what this chart is showing, obviously this is part of the pandemic. Within a year, it went up to almost 100 bucks. But like I said, this was during the pandemic, completely different set. It's just very comparable. So I would say 50 conservatively. So you're looking at twice MSRP within a year. So who knows though? You could see market crash, market tank, and other factors at play which will cause it to happen. So there's so many variables. I don't like to be that kind of one-year market predictor. I don't think it's that accurate for me to do that because I don't have that crystal ball. And if we were to say, that's why I like the argument of when I do tell you guys these things, if we're looking at the market as it is right now, a year from now, and nothing changes. But things always change, so it's kind of hard. So no one could have predicted the pandemic. For someone who is a mostly long-term collector, would you recommend starting a sole proprietorship for tax purposes when the day comes I decide to sell? So it has less to do with, I would say, hash cash, the day in which you decide to sell, starting a sole proprietorship. I would say it has more to do with the flipping. So you could do that, but with that being said, hash cash, unless you're taking that money and you're reinvesting it in, you know, product that you can use as a business write-off, it makes it very hard from a legality perspective. So like in the instance of myself, right? Let's say that this is just an argument, right? Let's say that I start a business. I net $20,000, right? So I have an income of $20,000 for 1 year, right? Like first year, pretty good, right? If I take that $20,000 and I reinvest it in more inventory, that's a great example. However, if you're telling me this is just, you're making a sole proprietorship, you're gonna cash out, it doesn't really make much sense, because unless that money's going right back into the business. And at that point too, if I were you, hash cash, if you're going to do it, you start your business, then you start buying product, then you start selling, then you start reinvesting. That's the way in which you do it, because otherwise it doesn't show a lot of legitimacy if you're just not generating a profit from an IRS perspective, because you're just using it to avoid taxes. So you have to be legit about it. You actually have to be legit. There's a workaround, of course. There's always a scheme or a scam of how you're going to do it, I guess. I don't know how you want to put it, but it's all within the legal tax code. You just got to at least be legit. And that's kind of what my accountant told me is, listen, if you're going to like open up your sole proprietorship, you have to be generating sales. You can't just actively be holding product and not selling, because if they do audit you, you're going to get wrecked, because they're very aware of that. They want to know that you're actually doing some form of a business, even if it's not at a massive scale, like you're not pulling in 6 figures, even if it's on a smaller scale and you're making at least 5K a year. That's what they kind of care about. Andrew, the platform is suing Amazon. Sad, what's up? How we doing, brother? Sup, Eli? Do you know a thing or two about Yu-Gi-Oh? I've been buying cases. What are your thoughts? I don't. I wish I did. I hate always answering this, but if I don't know much about a topic, I'm not going to answer on it, because I don't want to be speaking out of my butt. So sadly, I wish I could tell you I knew something about Yu-Gi-Oh, but my main stuff I talk about is Pokemon and then Flesh and Blood. Those are kind of my 2 ones. I know a lot more about Pokemon though, obviously, than Flesh and Blood, but I just speculatively like to invest in Flesh and Blood a little bit. So, but don't know much about Yu-Gi-Oh. Don't you think not adding a Dalcry? Bro, I 100% agree. Crypto Cold, 100% agree, and it is so disappointing, especially when you take the box art of the ETB, which I think is really cool, and you've got this focus center around Darkrai and you don't even have it in the set. Huge missed opportunity indeed. Evolving Skies reprint confirmed. LGS in 20 cities today got a ton of Evolving Skies booster boxes selling at Pokemon Center prices. Interesting, Yang. Yeah, we've been hearing more and more reports of that. Obviously, on my video yesterday, I kind of talked about that, how we had a little bit more information confirming that, hey, look, you can go buy it at MSRP now online. We've had other people as well. I'll give him credit. His name, he's in the chat right now, I think, actually, Frack. But yeah, no, in regards to just having worked with people in Florida, and they've been selling him product at a pretty good price for the past like couple of weeks. So there's definitely been more reports, and I'm pretty certain that we're probably going to be hearing more news about it soon on the kind of bigger like YouTube channels. I 100% agree, Gigi Smith. Pokemon YouTube puts out fire videos. I love their Origin series. Oh, let's see if we can pull that up. I actually want to show you guys that. Is it called Pokemon Generations or Origins? I think it's called Pokemon Generations. Yeah, Pokemon Generations, if you haven't seen this series, this is an amazing series. Pokemon Generations is so cool. I absolutely love it. Chris says, what's up, Chris? Love watching these streams, Eli. It's always a pleasure to tune in. Hey, I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much, Chris. Sad, Brilliant Stars singles kind of cheap. Besides, the Charizard honestly not even close to as much as value as Evolving Skies. I see Brilliant Stars dropping to 90 for a bit. I mean, it's totally realistic for sure. And not to mention too, I mean, we've seen instances where sets, cards, that's the thing. A lot of people are like, have this mentality that just because it's cheap doesn't mean it can't go lower. We saw Vivid Voltage items were absolutely dirt cheap, and then they just kept crashing. Like, we could probably see the price value of this. I think Polka Data should have this information. I could be wrong, but let's take a look and see for Vivid Voltage. Let's look at just raw value for the, what's a good one? Rayquaza. Let's see if we can see the raw value on that as a perfect example. And if we want to, we can look at 9 and 10 as well. But if we just look at the raw value, at one point, like pre-sale, this was going for like 50 plus bucks. And then literally, oh wow, look, we actually can go farther back. All right, so at one point, pre-sale was going for 50 plus bucks. Obviously, this is what, 6 months after the release, 7 months. So it went all the way down to 25. Then it's just been tanking. So, I mean, prices can keep going down, guys, especially when more product is being opened. And Vivid Voltage has had, you know, its main waves. It's got ETB reprint. It's got, you know, booster box reprint. So never worry, guys. Prices will come down no matter how cheap it is. And we can take a look at that as well with the set like Shining Fates as another example. And then I'll keep moving on to questions. What's a good example? I think we can take a look at the Suicune. Yeah, let's take a look at the Suicune, and we can probably use that as an example. So we look at the raw for the Suicune. So at its high, was selling for around 55 bucks. This is accurate. This is pre-sale when the first set first came out. And it's still going down. Oh, look. Oh. And it's flatlined. There you go. Look how long it took for it to finally hit a bottom. Took about a little less than a year. So still can happen, man. Still can happen. So patience is key. You don't have to jump in right away. A lot of these cards will keep dropping. So unless you look at Evolving Skies, yuck. Umbreon. Yeah, a little bit different of a situation for sure. Little bit different of a situation for sure. It's going up. Oh, I thought it was standard thing with the ETB. Thank you. Yeah, no, of course. No, it's definitely not standard at all, Zach. But who knows? It could be standard. ETB has gotten more demand, but I doubt it'll be standard. I could be wrong. I doubt it. Just because Pokemon Company cares more about getting reprints for booster boxes because they get more packs to people. And when they get more packs, it's more cards and card prices go down. And then it's affordable for people to make competitively viable decks, which is what the Pokemon Company cares about. What do you think about air cards? Do you think they deserve the premium that's on them? Yes. Yeah, no, I love air cards. I've got a couple air cards myself. I think they're really cool. I mean, I think there are a lot of 1-ofs and 5-ofs and very low pop, so I 100% love them. Now, people ask me from an investability perspective. I definitely could see an investability perspective from them, especially if you go in and grade them and you're like, you give it an MC grade or you give it like an air grade. Yeah, I absolutely love them, Andrew. I think they're cool. Cheetown, what's up, my guy? I'm going to go out and say it. Brilliant Stars will be a better long-term investor than Evolving Skies. Ooh, that's a hot take for sure. Yeah, only time will tell on that one. But it's definitely going to be a great long-term investment next to Evolving Skies. But who knows which one will perform better. How do you think sets are made? I'm in a camp of them creating templates of cards and slapping them after art after. Not we got a lot of Charizards and Arceus arts and then design it around them. I think that sounds more accurate, Digi. I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. I'll have to think on that one. But I gotta presume that they probably do have a set idea of what they want it to center around. I think this is what I think, Digi. They have characters that they want it to center around typically, and that's what the design is for it. And then all the other characters that affiliate with it. So like Evolving Skies, they're like, let's make an Eevee set, or specifically Japan, because Japan's obviously where all this is coming from first. Japan's like, let's make an Eevee set, center everything about around Eevee, right? And then let's make the other set that I can't think of that has the Duraludon in the sky. It was like Sky something, Sky Tower. Well, you think of Duraludon, tall. You think of Rayquaza. It's from the tower in, you know, Emerald. So in their mind, it's Dragonite. Like, it's a dragon type. Like, they just have that mentality of, like, they want it to all... They have a theme, and then they want cards to center around it. So that's kind of how I look at it. But Brilliant Stars, it's interesting because the theme is kind of stars, but I don't know. But also, to be fair, they're going with Sinnoh theme as well, but Charizard's not Sinnoh. I don't know, man. Sometimes, I mean, this is just a working theory, but I just came up with this on the spot. So what's up, Corey? How you doing, brother? Hope all is well. Because in terms of the games, the art doesn't actually matter. Yeah, I know for sure. And Evolving Skies all day, the Eevee family is historically strong and will be. 100% agree, Andrew. I've talked about that a lot too when talking about character strength. Plus dragons. Oh yeah, baby. That is for sure. I'm going to UK in August. Hold some Hidden Fates boxes for me. Yeah, seriously, dude. You're like, yo, we said we're doing a boys trip to the UK to go buy some Hidden Fates products. What? Kind of ridiculous how well Evolving Skies is doing. I mean, first off, how's it going, Koga? How you doing, brother? Hopefully all is well with you. Yeah, it is kind of interesting for sure. It is very fascinating because it's one of those things where it's like, it makes sense why it's doing well because it's, in my opinion, it's the best set. It's so good. It's such a good set. But also at the same time, it is kind of ridiculous in the way in which you're like, okay, why are the cards still performing so strong? So it definitely is an outlier for sure in regards to card value. Man, I hate myself. Well, let's not hit ourselves that much, did he? For only 2 of these promo cards for like $3 when they came out, already knew they were gonna outperform Wild Boom or not. Which promo card are you referencing? Are you talking about the one I was telling you with the partner, the Galar Partner Pals? Hidden Fates market in the UK is still around 85 to 95 on most eBay sellers. More. I bought a box a month ago for 86, but it was damaged. The seller gave me a £40 refund. Wait, let me read that one more time. Hidden Fates market in the UK is still around 85. Well, here's a question. How do I access that, Ben? How do I do that and then just basically buy it for that price and then just pay shipping? Like, I want to know that. Darkrai is a perfect Pokemon for an alternate art. He needs one. 1000% agree. Legal question, probably a done one. If I were to start a sole proprietorship right now, would the products I've bought and sold in the year fall under it? I doubt it would, but it's worth asking. No, it would. No, it definitely would, for sure. So that'll be startup costs. It should in theory, yes. Because it has to lie within the tax year. So like if, for example, because like for myself, right, I started my business October 20th, 2020 is when it officially went live, right? But I had been buying and using write-offs on a lot of my product starting the year. Actually, no, wait a second. I don't know. Actually, you know what? I don't know that answer, Vegas. Because now that I think about it, let me talk to my accountant on that. I'm going to talk to my accountant. I don't know. That's a great legal question. I actually don't even know the answer to. I don't think that's a dumb question. I don't even know that answer. I'll ask that. I'll ask that question. If you want to PM me too, so you can remind me, I'll ask my accountant that question. No, I know what you meant, Ben, but that's crazy, dude. That's why I'm like, how do I get a hold of that? Great answer on that sole proprietorship. Thanks, buddy. Just trying to see if there's any way to get a tax break and collection. No, of course, there totally is. You just got to be a little bit more legit about it. Ordered some wings yesterday in your honor. Hey, I appreciate that, Tyrone. Yo, I checked it out, bro. So one of my places that got rid of wings, they finally brought them back. Like, they finally brought them back. Granted, they're like 40% more expensive. So instead of like a dozen wings being $15, $16, 10 wings is now $22, so you get less and pay more. But I was like, I'm gonna buy 5. I'm gonna buy 5 because it's been so long. And I didn't realize this, but they had like this specialty sauce they were doing, and it was plum sauce, or not plum, kumquat sauce. And I've had kumquat before, like, and in my mind I'm like, okay, it could be like a sweet tangy type thing. Bro, it was the blandest flavored thing. I felt like I had COVID. I couldn't taste. Like, I was like, yo, this tastes terrible. I was so upset. I was like, yo, where's some red hot sauce? Like, I am so upset right now, dude. Like, this is garbage, bro. Give me my hot wings, man. I want some hot wings again. I want another one. Angel, what's up? Hello, what's poppin'? Nothing much, baby. Just same as usual. Talking about that Pokemon stuff. But yeah, no, before I continue with questions, yeah, I'm going to be starting a series. If you guys have any recommendations, but I'm going to be starting a blog series where I'm going to be discussing my kind of strategies on playing the wave, and it's going to be literally me going through and showing you how I do it live. Like, and not live as in like a live stream, but live as in I'll be pre-recording it and be like, hey guys, you're about to live watch me buy Brilliant Star booster boxes at this price from this website, and then progressively I'll keep you up to date on prices, and then we'll talk about how's the market looking now, what are the predictions I have, is it still worth getting in if I were you, kind of that. If you have any suggestions or ideas how much you think I should be putting in for this, mock, vlog of playing the waves, like if you think I should put in 500 or 1,000 or whatever is realistic to you guys, or just doing a case or a couple booster boxes, whatever it is, or if you think I should focus on what I would invest in, and looking at playing the waves on that, I would absolutely love all sort of feedback and criticism. But I think it's a cool idea. I had one of the Discord members, shout out to him for recommending that. Discord links down in the description below if you're interested in joining. But yeah, I think it'd be cool. Yeah, I was considering breaking it down and selling the packs and other off, but I can't afford to hold it for long. I bought all my ETBs for 75 quid to 90 tops, but that's still so cheap, bro. You should watch the Pokemon Twilight Wing series. I've been watching the Twilight Wing series. It's great, Spencer. Do you see booster box cases for ultra modern staying fairly stagnant until they go out of rotation? Debating buying cases of ultra modern single booster boxes until they go out of rotation. Yes, I would say stagnant is probably the right word. Well, actually, you got to ask this question first and foremost, Hash. When we say fairly stagnant, we got to take a look at what's going on with, let's say, what's a good one? Let's do Chilling Reign. Chilling Reign's probably a perfect one. We'll just do regular Chilling Reign booster box. When staying stagnant, if you look at Chilling Reign booster boxes and how they're performing, right? You had a high of a 1.150, and then you had a low as 75 on some places. Crazy, right? You're now telling me they're saying the averages are 97. Now, with that being said, we go to eBay, we go Chilling Reign booster box. How cheap can we get Chilling Reign booster boxes for? As it stands on eBay, it looks as if, what do you know, the price has gone up. So Chilling Reign booster boxes are at around 95 bucks. You can probably at this point buy them, if possible, for cheaper in some places, as low as 90, as low as 88. So when you say stagnant, there was a period of, if we want to really talk about how long the period was before they went sub 100, there was a period where after the initial reprint came out, because this is where it was at its high, guys. So this is where it was when it was at its high, right before it finally got Wave 2. It hasn't even gotten a reprint. It was a delayed Wave 2. So Chilling Reign almost undoubtedly is going to get reprinted again, right? That's my opinion. You talk about it going from 144 and then tanking at the end of the month. And then from then on out, it broke below 100 around November, mid-November. And then since then, it's been below 100. So you're telling me it's been 7 months of below $100. 7 months. So in regards to, do I see it being remotely stagnant? Here's what I think. 7 months of sideways is a lot of opportunity for you to get on below 100 bucks. If you're wanting to get into Chilling Reign below 100 bucks, right now is probably the best time before it goes back up. However, that being said, you could potentially see Chilling Reign go on a run to 120, 130, and then another reprint happen because it's still in rotation. So in regards to long-term stagnant, yes, but I do think there's going to be a wave that Chilling Reign is going to play in regards to price valuation going up some more later down the line. So especially talking about it going back below sub 100. 120 to 130, another reprint, boom. So that's my opinion on it. So it just depends on how you want to kind of play it. Do you want to say to yourself, I want to kind of double down on some Chilling Reign product? Or we can even look at Fusion Strike too. But a lot of these items that have been going sideways for a while are starting to pick back up. But they will go sideways again, of course, once they get another reprint. Fusion's undoubtedly going to get another reprint. Chilling Reign's undoubtedly going to get another reprint. There's an argument to be made Battle Styles might not, but it's probably going to happen because it's not going to go out of rotation for a while. But Once again, you talk about comes out, gets its print. It's been below $100 since, you know, start of November. Then went as low as 79, and there you go, $87 is where it's sitting at right now. So Fusion's a great opportunity if you want to get in before it starts going up. So just kind of my personal opinion, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I wouldn't be too worried about it. If you're saying you want to get in now because you want to ride a wave of it going to 120, 130 potentially, then that's not bad by any means. But if you're saying I want to get in, but I also don't want to FOMO in and I want to wait for optimal prices and it potentially could go low, go back a little bit lower, like $5 lower, $10, in the grand scheme of things, $5-10 isn't going to make a huge difference, then I have no problem with you waiting because reprints will happen for these sets inevitably down the road. Now going through and catching up. Need the Pokemon Company make a fresh Gyarados alt art. Bring it back. Yo, that would be sick. Yes, bro. You know what I think they should do for like a final bang out set? Gen 1 remake alternate arts. Sounds like the most bonkers set of all time, but it would be. If they did it where they had alt arts for a bunch of these holo cards, so the traditional holos, the Raichu, the Gyarados, the like Ninetales, Venusaur, Blastoise, alt arts. That would be bonkers. I think that'd be sick. What's up, Patrick? How are we doing? Good afternoon, Eli. How important is competitively viable for a card's value? Does this change when it goes out of rotation? Okay, it is very important for a lot of cards. Very, very important. Like, especially when you talk about, here's a perfect example. Here's a perfect example, Patrick. So let's go to a set like Evolving Skies, right? And let's take a look at some of the popular cards. Is there a way I can look up? What would it be? Ultra Rare is probably what it's going to be under, right? Are VMAXs under Ultra Rares? Yes, VMAXs are under Ultra Rares, right? All right, so let's take a card like, what's a good example? What is a good example? You know what? Screw it. We're going to take, okay. Hold on one second. I want to think how I do this. Okay, so we'll do Umbreon. Umbreon VMAX alt art. Arguably the most expensive card in the set, right? Card value, $330. We go to Ultra Rares and we look at the standard one. It's selling for around $10. Still the most expensive VMAX, but compared to how much for the VMAX alternate art, not nearly as expensive, right? Now, let's go to a set like Fusion Strike. Fusion Strike, the Mew VMAX alternate art, literally a fifth of the price, right? Of the, or what? A fourth of the price of that Umbreon, right? So not as expensive, anywhere near it as much. You take a look at the standard Mew VMAX. It is double the price of the Umbreon regular VMAX. Double. That is a lot more. And the reason why is because the Mew VMAX is an extremely competitively viable card. And that's after it started to see a recent dip off. It was at high as 30 at one point. I mean, frick, talking about pre-order prices 43, but you're talking mainly 30 at its peak. So it is very important in regards to card value from a competitive viability perspective. Because Umbreon, it's an extremely desired card, the VMAX alternate art is, but the standard VMAX, no one really cares about it nearly as much and the value's not that high, versus Mew VMAX, you know, it's arguably not even anywhere near as desirable for the standard one, but you could say a 1-to-1 ratio, but it's still double the price of the standard VMAX when comparing because of the competitive viability that it brings. So definitely important for sure, Patrick. I picked up 3 Hidden Fates ETBs for $120 each at a local card show last weekend, which was nice. That's a huge snipe. Good shot. Good work, Steven. Shout out to you. As a seller, do you sell with the notion that it could be a sealed collection? Because with cards, I always think that the seller is selling the intention that it will be opened. As a seller, do you sell with the notion this could be a sealed collection? It depends, Digi. Here's my thing. I sell to sell. And if people have specific requests, then I will adhere to those requests. So if someone says, give me your crispiest booster boxes or your crispiest elite trainer boxes, no rips, no tears, then I'm going to do that. Because I'm here to do recommendations. It doesn't happen that often, thankfully, but most of the times, a lot of people like don't really care if it's in like a crinkly wrap condition and it's not the cleanest corners, because they are there to open it, right? Or it has a small little tear on the ETB because it's not damaged, right? But if you are a collector and you do care about that kind of stuff and you leave a comment at your checkout, then I will always adhere to that 100%. Also, people are like, can I have it in a sealed case? For the most part, I'm able to adhere to that. Sometimes distributors don't send them in sealed cases. Personally, I think it shouldn't matter, because at the end of the day, stop tape can easily be replicated and faked. So I advise against it. But of course, with that being said, you do you. It's your own personal opinion on how you want to do it, and I'm here to adhere to that. So if I can, of course, accommodate it. Is it just seal collecting? Is it now a thing when it really wasn't a thing before? It was a thing before, for sure, Digi. There's definitely, that's one of the misinterpretations people have, is all of a sudden they think that now seal collecting is more prevalent than ever, which it is. Don't get me wrong on that. However, they act as if it wasn't a thing before. You take a look at Jungle, Fossil, and a lot of these other, first edition sets, the booster boxes are everywhere. They're everywhere, and that's because people were doing what they're doing now. The only difference is you're just seeing it at a lot larger of a scale because there's more people in the hobby nowadays than before. So, and people just have really short-term memories, especially in the United States. United States, specifically, we live... and maybe this has to do with historically, sorry, I love fidgeting with things. I apologize. I just have a screwdriver I'm fidgeting with. Historically in the United States, maybe it's because we've only been around for so long, but we have a really short-term mentality of everything we look at. Like everything we look at in spans of like several years, and then forget about everything after a certain point. It's crazy to think about, especially like when you look at other like countries in Europe, especially where they've been around for like forever, like they've been around for millenniums, right? And so for them, they're able to look back at their history in a different limelight than the United States does. Maybe I'm off base on that, but I just noticed that it's a very common mentality that a lot of people in the US have, is they don't look at correlations in the past and use it to predict the future, which I think is a lot of the reason why you see history repeating itself all the time, especially when you look at wars. Magikarp Gyarados, looking my favorite evolutions. It's a cool evolution, man. Gyarados is definitely one of my favorite. I appreciate it, man. I'll hit you up on Discord. Yeah, for sure, brother. I appreciate you for asking such a great question. Can your accountant be a guest on your live stream? Could you imagine? Oh my god, she'd have to be paid for that. Literally, if you guys donated me money, I could do that, and I could be like, yo, how would you like to come on my live stream and donate money? If people get like live consultation, I mean, you could still totally see that happen, or have my bookkeeper do it. But I mean, yeah, but I mean, she'd be wanting to get paid for that. That's the only thing I can say. So, that'd be sick though, Steven. Lord Narwhal, hey, what up, brother? How we doing? Hopefully all is well with you. I can't wait for that series. I think 1,000 to 2,000 would be a good starting point. Man, that seems a lot, but I think I can do 1,000, but 2,000 might be a little bit. But honestly, bro, if I'm doing my own, then I could easily drop that amount if I'm doing it off of my own. But yeah, we'll definitely look into it, bro. I'm excited. I'm excited for Brilliant Stars prices going to drop more than likely pretty quick. So I'm really stoked about that. I mean, what do we got as the low right now? I mean, low, has it moved since we've talked? Yeah, low's already gotten down. I mean, it's funny. You can watch it happen in real time if you refresh it every so often. It goes down about $1 an hour, I want to say. $1 every couple hours. I was lucky enough to get in the 2 big hits on Brilliant Stars from sleeve booster boxes. Do you think I should sell them now? My other plan was to grade them eventually. It'll become cheaper. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Lord Narwhal, if it was me, based on what I currently know, this is my opinion. I am currently selling my Brilliant Stars cards just because of the price. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but that is what I'm doing. So you can go off of that. Let's go making gains on Chilling Reigns. Got 2 cases for $460 each. Ooh, yeah, baby. See, this is what we like to talk about, guys. Playing the wave, especially on sets like Chilling Reigns. Like that $460, bro. $460 divided by... I love having a broken calculator. My calculator loves to break. That is 76 bucks a box. Let's go, dude. Shout out to you on that one, Sad. Chilling gains, baby. That's how it is. See, that's the thing, man. Dollar getting in at such a low price is so smart. I was hesitant to get the last Chilling Reigns build and battle from my local store and pulled the trigger. Zapdos v Altar. Hey, heck yeah, baby. That's sick. Not financial advice. Yeah. Give me financial advice anyway. Yeah, right. Eli, when you ship out cases of booster boxes or ETBs, should you put it in another box or can you just ship it in the case box? I always just ship it in the case box unless people pay for double box shipped. The reason why, Sad, is because the general cost it takes for me to ship out a case is around, depending upon where you live, as cheap as 16 bucks if you live like in state or a state over, and as expensive as $20 to $24. So for me, that's just a regular case shipment, right? Now, if you're telling me double box it, that goes up by twofold. That typically will be at the low of around 24 and typically anywhere between 30 to 40, depending upon how many boxes. So for me, it's like one of these things where I ship it in a case. As long as the booster boxes show up to you fine, then there should be no issue. I've never once had, to my knowledge, a booster box show up damaged. The only time I've had anything show up damaged is like premium boxes, which they're so flimsy. And then I think once an ETB or twice an ETB, but not a booster box to my knowledge. So if you want to pay for the double box, you can. It's pretty expensive, but that way, if you want to keep a fresh case that has no dents, no nothing, you know, no wear, which for the most part it doesn't, especially considering that's how my distributors ship it out to me, then that's just, you know, me not trying to lose a ton of margin off of, you know, trying to double box everything pristinely. At Pokemart USA, I've checked on eBay in UK, and the cheapest buy now I can find was 85 pounds plus $4.99. There's one auction at 74, but I'm interested to see, Ben, if it represents that on yours because you're in the United Kingdom versus in the US. It's completely different. I don't know if there's a way I can look up, like, do I look at eBay UK? Like, can I look that up? Like, eBay UK? I mean, oh my gosh, I can do that. Let me see. Hold on one second. But can it be shipped to me? But can it be shipped to me is the real question. It says free postage, but obviously it's not going to be free postage where I live. Can you buy off of eBay UK in the United States? Can I buy from eBay? Yes, you can. If the seller does not offer international shipping, use a package for a company like Planet Express. No crap. You're kidding me. Wow. Really? Huh. Well, that's good to know. The more you know, guys, right here. That's crazy. Wow, really? Holy crap. Well, this is something to understand. No shot. Huh. The more you know, guys. Well, now I got some more information. Shout out to Ben on that. I can buy from them, and so that means that could change everything. Wow, that really changes things a lot. Huh. What's up, Callie? What did you miss? Man, we've been all over the place. Talking about Brilliant Stars product. Talk about Hidden Fates being really cheap in the UK. Crazy, bro. So many things. Bro, alt art reprints based on the set would be sick. Seriously, dude. What's up, Gage? How low could you see modern booster boxes going in scale? 2000-ish 8 depression. How low do you think vintage singles? So the cheapest we've ever seen for low demand set booster boxes, and this was not in a depression. This was just in a time when Pokemon was not doing well with some of the Elite Trainer boxes, booster boxes, was Crimson Invasion went as cheap as flash sale, 60 bucks. But to be fair, the MSRP at that time for what people were buying them at was still 144, but wholesale was at around 76 bucks. So wholesale is different. So I would say that you're talking about best case scenario 70, 75 for certain sets, low demand sets. High demand sets, I mean, you saw Evolution sitting at 82, 80 bucks. And the wholesale at the time was around 76, I want to say. So slightly above that. So I would say Evolving Skies, if we do see a type depression like that, Evolving Skies sub 100 bucks, like pretty likely to like 90-ish bucks is what I would say. But that's if we get something like that, which there's no guarantee, but who knows? That'd be cool to see. Well, not cool to see because millions of people would lose jobs and, you know, thousands of people would die. So not cool to see. I think there's a statistic on it where every 1% the unemployment rate in the United States goes up, 10,000 people die. That's usually correlated to suicide rates of depression as well as homelessness going up and other factors. So not a fun statistic. So we like cheap things, but a lot of people don't really look at things in the reality of it. Let's just go with that. Gen 1 alt arts would be mental. Yeah, seriously. Yo, what's up, Pika Pika? How we doing, brother? Hopefully all is well. Sad. Same with Arceus V-Star versus Arceus V-Star Rainbow Gold in regards to competitive viability. You know, V-Star is definitely complete. Wait, hold on. Let's take a look. Advanced search on Brilliant Stars. The Arceus V-Star versus the gold one? Wait, I'm confused. Same with Arceus V-Star versus Arceus V-Star Rainbow Gold in regards to competitive viability. I mean, bro, if you talk about just standard Vs for Arceus, just look at the standard V, bro. Like the standard V, so this at one point was selling for 25. Looks like price has gone down on it. And I remember at this point, whoa, this is crashed. Whoa, this is crashed. Yeah, I remember selling these for 15 bucks, bro. This is crashed, but I remember back when this was in a lot of competitive decks, this was going for 15 bucks. So it's gone down, but maybe the rotation has changed, but yeah, definitely with Arceus for sure though. It's interesting. If the floor fell out of Pokemon again, how long do you think it would retake for it to rebound? Not that long. It really just depends upon, I think it really comes down to two factors. I think one, where's the market, and then like general market, and then two, where are people's sentiments on Pokemon? Because one thing Pokemon's been pretty solid about doing is bringing in hype from other areas, kind of like what we saw with the Pokemon Go, and then of course everything going on with celebrations. So I in my mind, when I say not that long, I would probably mean to argue that it would only take 3 to 5 years, probably max. But to be fair, we don't know how bad of a recession we're talking here, and we don't know where the Pokemon hobby is going to be in that time. But if you did see something like an 08 collapse kind of happen, then that's kind of what I would say, especially when the Pokemon market is in a lot better of a space nowadays than it was during the Diamond and Pearl / Black and White era. There was slight, like, the demand there was at its low for sure, compared to, same with EX, compared to once you started getting into the XY era, it started to pick up a bit, especially with evolutions coming. So 3DS definitely brought a lot of people in, and also the Nintendo Switch also brought a lot of people in, and so did evolutions and celebrations and a lot of these specialty collection things that they're starting to do more of. So I don't think it would take that long. It just really comes down to where's the market doing, how are people's wallets looking, and then where's the, you know, where that's, I would say, first and foremost the most important thing, and then where's the hobby at after that. That's most important though, because if you look at like evolutions, right, evolutions for example, it brought a lot of people back into the hobby, but the booster boxes after they got reprinted in the ground were still relatively cheap. So that's, you know, that's where you have your twofold factors of where the market's doing, where the hobby's doing. There's so many different variables, it's really hard to say, but that's what my 2 cents would be. Thoughts on McDonald's 25th anniversary packs under $5 each? It's hard to say. I have a couple, but I have a couple just because I wanted to master set it and wanted to open it, and it was pretty expensive at the time to be able to go and buy the cards, so I just decided to have more fun opening it. I don't see it being something like out of this world amazing return, but I can definitely see it doing well over time. But to my knowledge, it's been sitting at the same price for a while. If we go McDonald's on the pack price, the pack price in the past year when it first released has been sideways. So I don't know, man. It's been sideways for a while. You could see it take time to go up. There's definitely an argument to be made about that. But also there's an argument to be made, how much do people really care about a lot of these redesigns? I would assume people do care about it. I mean, you gotta imagine some people do care about that, especially because they have starters from different generations. But also, if you look at the large promo like cards, those all obviously haven't been selling well either. So it's really hard to say. I would say I'm having a couple, but just because I want it as part of my collection, but not from an investment perspective am I going in that direction at all. Do graded cards value fluctuate based on set availability, or is it solely based off of Pokemon / set popularity? I was looking at some graded alternate arts from Battle Styles and beyond in price. Let me read that one more time. Do grades card value... Why am I reading that so weird? Do grades card value? Do card grade value fluctuate based on set availability, or solely based off of Pokemon set popularity? Are you saying, and let me get this right, Julio, are you asking the amount of times a card has been graded, is that based solely off of the demand for the set? Or based off the popularity of the Pokemon? I think there's twofold factors. Hopefully I'm answering this correct. I think one, it does come down to the popularity of the... I think it comes down to, first and foremost, the popularity of the Pokemon itself. I mean, let's take a look at Hidden Fates, for example. So if we go... Wow, that is not what I meant to do. Oh, whoopsie. Sorry about that, guys. Let's go with... where is it? PSA, right? So if we go PSA, love it. Just showed you guys my email. Sick, did not mean to do that. If we go to Pop Report, right? If we go to Pop Report and then we go to Hidden Fates, we can take a look at your point that you're making. So if we go to Hidden Fates and we just go and look at the examples of obviously the most popular graded card in this set, who would have guessed it? It's gonna be the Charizard, right? So we go and we take a look at what the Charizard graded for. Why can I not find it? Where's the one that has way more population than everyone else? There it is, 7,000. There we go. So as you can see, the population for this one is at around 7,000 graded, 3,895. There's an argument to be made that a Goliath GX, not super high demand card. Decidueye, or Leafeon, pretty high demand card, but it's around the same amount. You talk about Turtonator, definitely less graded for that. Greninja makes sense. Electrode, not much. Xurkitree, not much. Benete, not much. Helgo, Lucario makes sense. Zygarde, Lycanroc, Buzzwole. Umbreon makes sense. Darkrai makes sense. Scizor makes sense. Guzzlord. You can definitely see a correlation. Some of them are less than others, though, that you would not expect, like a Gardevoir, for example. You would not expect Gardevoir to be on the lower end. I would not expect the Leafeon to be on the lower end. So I would say there are, for the most part, a correlation between... there is a correlation for the most part between the characters being graded more and there is a popularity in the set. But yeah, there's definitely been times in certain sets, like especially with low demand sets, certain cards are going to be graded more than others. And there's been times where people will just grade any of the main pulls in the set because people like to master set PSA 10s of that set, especially in the ultra modern, because it is more affordable than master setting like first edition type stuff. So I would definitely say it fluctuates, especially once you start getting into right now with PSA being closed down. People are only going to be grading what they think is worth the most to them. But if we take a look at like a set like Champion's Path, for example, frick, man, Champion's Path, I can't spell it. But if you go just Champion's Path, right, I don't think it's going to pop up unless I have the asterisk to my knowledge. Yes, there we go. If we go just Champion's Path, man, I mean, look at the graded on the Gardevoir, man. I mean, it's crazy to me that they even graded the Gardevoir as much as they did. I mean, obviously you got the Charizard, you got 11,444, but Gardevoir, 15 freaking hundred, dude. Like, for a full art Gardevoir VMAX, I don't think that's that special to be grading it that much. Suspicious Food Tin got 1,100. Bro, that's dumb. It should not be graded that many times. That card is terrible. Who cares? Sorry, I'm getting a little heated about it. A freaking full art Dreadnought. Like, I don't know, dude. I don't think a lot of these cards should be graded as much as they did, but people were doing it at the time. Now that prices have gone up, things have changed, times have changed. I think there's a different argument to be made, but yeah, that's just kind of an example of fluctuation. But I apologize if I've gotten behind on things, but do you have a sealed collection, and if so, when do you plan to sell? Well, here's the problem, Shattered. I have sealed backstock inventory that I'm planning on selling, like a lot of, but I want to sell it locally mainly because I want to maximize my profits by avoiding online fees and shipping. But if you're talking about my general collection, I don't plan on selling that anytime soon. I've actually been doubling down and picking up a lot of my product off of my Diamond and Pearl Era collection. So, do you like the direction Flesh and Blood is taking with white borders? And thoughts on Channel Fireball into under map prices? And yes, I'm a huge Flesh and Blood player as well. I absolutely, well, that's a great question. So, if we just go to Flesh and Blood, right, and we just take a look at, like, let's say Everfest, for example, right? Everfest, the most newest set. Thanks to pretty solid set, personally speaking. Although Everfest is a great set, I'm a huge fan of the Tales of Aria set. I absolutely love a lot of the designs on the Tales of Aria. I think the rainbow holographic design is really cool. You now have some of the newer sets coming out. Oh, looks like it doesn't have the card shown yet. I would say the direction in which they're going, I don't see a problem with it in the direction they're going with white borders. And as far as Fireball, I actually was looking at that the other day. We can actually probably see it in my general history. Yeah, look, Fireball trading cards. That's one of the most recent things I was looking at, Channel Fireball. Depending upon the set, of course, because I was looking at it for, which one was I looking for? I was trying to find. Give me a second. Sealed product. I'm not a big fan of their UI. But Crucible of War, it's still around the same price, but Tales of Aria for 76 versus Tales of Aria for 90 in regards to on here, a TCG player, like, that's a pretty freaking stinking good deal, dude. Like, that's a stinking good deal. What is going on? Why is it looking kind of sus right now? I don't like the way this is formatted out. I don't see a problem with the white borders going forward. I know there's been some controversy about it. Personally speaking, I mean, I think some of the white borders are cool. I mean, let's just take a look at one of the cards. Let's look at, where's one of the legendaries? Yeah, let's take a look at this one. I mean, it's like a whitish, silverish, blackish border versus a full blackish border. I don't know, man. It's hard for me to say because I do have an appreciation for different formats of artwork versus the straight, solid black borders. I would say it's definitely a little bit cooler than black, but it also depends on the card design, so I have absolutely no problem with it. I think that it's really cool that you're able to get a lot of product low-key under market price from Fireball, so, you know, I definitely would say I'm a fan of the direction that it's going, especially from a competitively viable set. Fusion Strike ETB 69 listings. Lol. Do you think the introduction of trainer galleries hurts or helps the set long-term, even though they're alt-arts? It's not the alt-art rarity. I don't think it hurts or helps sets. I think it probably helps sets long-term, but it just depends on if they overdo it. If they overdo it, G-Smith, and it just becomes the new prevalence, it's going to hurt. But if it's one of these things where they're only doing this for, like, let's say these last couple Sword and Shield sets, it'll definitely help them. How long has the love been going on for me? Are you talking about, like, the love of Pokemon been going on? Probably since I was 6, I want to say. Do you think any alt-art Vs will overtake its alt-art VMAX counterpart? Doubt it. I'd be very doubtful. John Boy, love the info. Hey, I appreciate you, brothers. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Seriously, bro. Thank you so much. Sorry, always got me blushing every time someone super chats. I doubt it, but I think that just really comes down to rarity. Digismith, it really is a lot easier to pull the Altart VMAX, or V compared to the Altart VMAX, but who knows? Maybe there could be a certain design art that people like better. Ask your how much for a live stream? Hey, I'll do that. I've never purchased a case of anything. What site would you recommend taking a look at reputability? So Callie, I actually have a on my YouTube channel. You can go on YouTube and you can take a look and see which one, but I actually did a full-on breakdown on my YouTube channel. Your channel? That is not your channel. Wow, that did not happen. What is going on? Your channel. There we go. So I made a video not that long ago called... What did I name it? Top 5 cheapest places to buy Pokemon cards and product. So go watch that video. It has all the answers for it. It cannot be shipped unless a seller allows it. Well, I could probably just, and ones that do have it enabled usually show up the regular US eBay. Oh, really? Interesting. So Raheem, you want to message me and show me the kind of ropes on this so that I can really get a better understanding for how to buy UK? That's where I got it from, Wholesale Gaming. Okay, there you go. Astro 105 now. Yeah, man, Astro price has been taking a hit. It's dumping hard. Pokemon USA, I'm not sure if they can put additional fees after it. Yeah, no, I'll definitely have to look into that more for sure. Something I've been wanting to get into is the case of Chilling Rains and Brilliant Stars wave coming out. I've been wanting to get into is the case of Chilling Rain and the Brilliant Stars wave coming out. Yeah, man, I mean, like I said, Brilliant Stars, we were definitely a good opportunity. Hello, gents. What's up, Agent Crypto? We talked about Hidden Fates. We have talked about Hidden Fates as well as little things, but I'm really behind, so I apologize. Paladin card, Smoke and Mirror. Yeah, you're listing things. Where you should go. Thoughts on Cool Porygon? Cool Porygon? I don't know much about this card. I do not want to give an opinion on a card I do not know much about. This is actually, I've heard of this card before, but I don't know much about it. So I don't want to give my thoughts because I don't want to make an uneducated statement. What is your personal chase card in Astral Radiance? Garchomp V with Cynthia. Easy. Arceus crashed because of the Altart promo. Oh, really? Oh, Spencer, I didn't even think about that. Wow, way to point that out. Thank you on that. That makes total sense, bro. That makes so much sense. No, you have to convert the money to US. Hello. Awesome. Thank you for all the info. Definitely gonna wait to see what happens with Brilliant Star next couple weeks. Yeah, of course, bro. Grad live, Eli. Have to rush. Hey, have a good one, Northwoods. It's nice seeing you as always. Where do you guys check out car prices if you're in the EU? I'm not in the EU, so I can't have stuff. New promo in the halls are horrendous. Yeah, they literally look like, as you would say, McDonald's promos. Nora didn't even get promotions. Graded. Wait, L&L? Ooh, I want L&L. That sounds kind of good. I wish we had that in town. LL. Uh-oh, did I miss your question, LL? Or are you recorrecting it off of something you said later? Hi, chat. Love you all. Glad to be here. Thanks for the video. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Codex. Appreciate you, brother. Only McDonald's promos I cop are the Japanese ones, early 2000s. I would do Burger King promos from Diamond and Pearl, but that's because I think they're cool. What is the next evolution to come out? Trash type? Yeah. I would love to see them do like an Egyptian ground type. I think that'd be really cool. Seeing a lot of theories about those. So I think it'd be cool. Eli, you need to do a live with from the lab TCG. Is that the name of the place? Is that the name of the people? The lab TCG? Oh, I've definitely heard of this guy before. Yeah, I can do that. I'll message him. It looks like he's got an Instagram. I can check him out. Thanks, gonna check it out for the video. Yeah, of course. Algorithm comment. What's up? Thank you, Alex. Aren't you looking at it? Cody says what? What am I looking at? Sorry, I'm so behind on comments. Have you ever heard about artificial grading using... Yes, I have. Yeah, is this the future? Would you invest now in an AR grading? Well, that's a good question, Jorge. The question really comes down to, can you do your own AI grading, or is this something that is only available to those people, companies? Because if so, then at that point, the future would be these companies either having one individual, like kind of like assembly line of them just putting your cards on a grading like assembly line with bots doing all the grading services, or they would give you the option to buy their own personal bots that will grade, that you can do it at home. I don't know which direction they're going to go. It'll be interesting to see, but I could definitely see it being the future for sure. A picture is 1,000 words. You see a card and you should be able to say something about it, even if you don't know the history. The art is cool. Okay, I mean, if you want me, if you want me to give my personal opinion on the card and say that, I mean, the art is cool. Like, don't get me wrong, the cool Porygon art, just first glance, does look cool. But they're probably asking a question about from an investment perspective, and I don't know that. I mean, like I said, man, the card looks really cool. It's a really beautiful promo. I don't know what else you want me to say that I can give you information about without bullshitting. And I'm not here to BS. So excuse my language. But yeah, it's a cool looking card. But I just, you know, I can't really say much outside of that. Yeah, I think PSA is too big to fail and will buy competitions, or I think a grading company could beat that. I think you could potentially see outside investors start to buy these grading companies, or at least putting in a heavy amount of influence because they realize the kind of value that a lot of these grading companies are bringing into the meta. He was in your live with Nostalgia on Tuesday. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I wasn't reading a lot of the comments, so I'll definitely have to message him then. Bless the algorithm comments. Thank you, Tyrone. The lab changed all his thumbnails. Lol. How many Arceus V-Boxes did you stockpile? I haven't stockpiled a ton so far, only a couple of cases, but I do plan on stocking up on some more. I've just been really focused right now on holding on to liquidity for the reprint of Brilliant Stars. So, what's up, Thaddeus? How we doing, brother? Hopefully all is well. Hopefully all is well. All right, so it's about freaking time. I finally got caught up. I apologize. I feel like if you have any other questions now that I might have missed out or you wanted rephrasing on, I should be able to answer that up to date now. Do apologize once again for being behind on that. I think LNL, I think I answered LNL's question, but I could be wrong. His name's LL, but I love saying LNL because it's one of my favorite restaurants ever, or fast food chains. So, but yeah, no, man. I mean, let's go back and take a look at the prices for Brilliant Star. What just happened? Why is it looking like this? I don't like the way that my TCG player changed. Is it always going to look like this, or is it going to adjust? Okay, did they change the UI on this? Does anyone know how to fix this? I don't like the way this looks. Oh, I had to change it from the grid look. I didn't realize you could do that. Lol. But yeah, I mean, makes sense about the Arceus. Charizard, it's kind of gone sideways, but we'll see prices more than likely correct pretty soon. Think with you getting the big Brilliant Stars, we might be getting back to normal where warehouses are full and you can pick up whenever you want. Well, that's the thing that's very interesting, John Boys. Like I said, this is the first time ever I've been able to put on back orders on items and actually be allocated a certain amount each week. So I think it's entirely possible you could see that with Millennium Print Group, especially with the stuff going down. So that's what I would definitely say. So, It's definitely entirely possible. A lot of factors for sure. Damn, the musubi sounds fire right now. Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, dude, I love Hawaiian food. Hit the top. Yeah, I just fixed it, Spencer. Yeah, right. It took me a second. I was like, did I do something wrong here? But yeah, it's quite fascinating to see too. I talked about this already. What's going on with the Elite Trainer boxes? It looks like, I mean, yeah, it's honestly quite fascinating to me, to say the least, that the trainer boxes are as cheap as they are. Some of my younger relatives' cards are generally break cards. Do you think they have a chance of going up in price from now? Oh yeah, of course, Tyrone. I might hate the cards, but that doesn't mean that someone, you know, that grows up in this era, you know, 10 years from now might not fall in love with break card designs. So it could be a completely missed opportunity that a lot of people are sleeping on, because they're saying to themselves, well, I hate break cards, therefore I'm not going to buy them. But if you look at it from an investor type, you're like, oh wow, these kids grew up with break cards, they love break cards. Well, they're gonna, you know, skyrocket in value and later down the line. I almost gotta wonder what PSA 10 break cards are even selling for. I mean, you talk about PSA 10 Pokemon break cards. Oh, I'm in UK. PSA 10 Pokemon break cards? No way, no shot. Really? They're selling for that much, considering how cheap they are to buy standard? Okay, this one makes sense why it's selling for that cheap. Yeah, people are smoking crack for think they could sell for that much. Hydreigon sold for 100. Even then, man, wow. These are selling for more than I figure. A Hydreigon one sold in a 10 for $33. Hold on. How much does that card cost? Oh, but look, you can now buy it for 10 bucks. That's a fluke. What? Why is this one cheaper than this one? Am I smoking crack? Is there a difference between the two? Why did the other one sell for so much more? I don't know, man, but I could definitely see to answer your question. I've seen dark displays ETBs as low as 28. Yeah, no, 1000%. I'm acquiring the dog walking pet care service that I've been working for. How can I maximize profits and minimize my own labor? Ooh, that's an interesting question. I like that. Maximize profits and minimize labor. Well, that's an interesting one, I would say, Patrick. I would say, if you're starting your own business, that's interesting. That's a very complex question to ask, and the only reason why I say that is because when it comes to walking dogs versus taking care of dogs, some of them are good with other dogs, some of them are bad with other dogs. So the best thing I would say to answer that question is try and find a way to maximize your profits by being able to take care of multiple dogs at the same time. Now, whether that be, you know, finding owners that they're able to have their other dogs be around other dogs, and then just maximizing it by basically meshing and taking care of a bunch of dogs all at once. And then those ones that, are not good with other dogs. You obviously have those ones to themselves, but try and finding a way where you can basically multitask. I would say, because it's probably not that hard to take care of multiple dogs at the same time. My ex-girlfriend used to be a dog sitter, and that's one of the things that she would do to maximize profit, is she would literally be babysitting for 3 different people at the same time. But of course, she was very aware of these dogs are good around other dogs, these dogs are not. So that's what I would say when you're talking about maximizing your overall profits, minimizing your labor, because that way you're spending more time making money by doing things for more people. Where can you get such cheap ETBs? Darkness Ablaze? Oh, I mean, dude. I mean, let's see if we can just look up Darkness Ablaze Elite Trainer boxes. I mean, let's see. Darkness Ablaze Elite Trainer boxes. Obviously, the cheapest we saw on TCG Player was $33, $33.99. Where did I see it the other day? Oh, yeah. There was a guy on Instagram. Instagram's really good for this kind of stuff, too. I don't know if they're available right now, but his name was PSA Pikachu. He's probably going to be stoked I'm giving him a shout out, but he had a story that he posted not that long ago. Let's see if they're still there. Nope, not there. But he was selling $29.99, I think is what he was selling his Darkness Ablaze ETB. So you really got to be able to look, but there's a lot of places that you can find opportunity for Darkness Ablaze ETBs for $30. That's a pretty good deal. I mean, it's kind of most general market prices for people at this point. Mercari's $24. That seems like a sham. Yeah, it's $30 and it's a stock image. I would not trust that. But you got to be able to look, especially if you look at some of the sites that I listed. They usually have a lot of good opportunity. Eli, long-term goal? Long-term goal is to make this a full-time gig. My long-term goal is to make this a YouTube channel that at least, so I want to at least break 100,000 subs within the next couple of years. That would be one of my long-term goals. I want to make this a full-time business, and I kind of want to be the Mr. Beast of YouTube. So like, I have a lot of creative ideas in regards to doing films for Pokemon type stuff. I just need a team of people around me that could help me with that. And as it stands right now, I don't have the money to pay people for that kind of content and kind of giveaway stuff. But I would love to do that. And then also doing short skits in regards to Pokemon type stuff. I have a lot of ideas for that. And then outside of that, doing a lot of just general giveaways I think would be cool. And being able to give back as a business. So that's kind of what my business model would be. I would also love to do a lot of breaks, but with those breaks, incorporate a lot of giveaway aspects into it. And then also as well, I mean, I have a lot of aspirations, dude. I have a lot. I'm all over the place, man. I want to do breaks. I want to, create, content on a Patreon channel to add like additional information for people. So like basically what I mean by that is I have my general content that I post right now, right? Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then my live stream Q&As Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then like Sundays I have live streams. That'll stay the same. But then I think it would be cool is if I had like, I created like a Patreon where I could add additional content. Because right now I have a Patreon where if you want to support me, you can because people ask me. But I want to be able to add to that. You know what I mean? But as far as it goes, I'm not one of those paywall people that's going to just, all of a sudden stop posting content. And if you want to watch me, you got to watch a paywall because that's kind of crappy. Like I'm the type of person that wants to add more to it, but also at the same time, I want this to be a business where I can still, do this full time. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, that's kind of what I would say. Is one of my other things I've been looking into. So, because I have a lot of analytical like information I want to, really be able to show you guys and share with you guys, but it takes a lot of time for me to put out all this information. So there's only so much I can do, Eli, don't forget us, the small guys. Hey, I would never forget about you small guys. Are you kidding me? There's a reason why, like, I'm here because of a lot of you small guys, and I remember everyone. Like, I will tell you that. I remember when Ponga joined the live stream chat yesterday. Shout out to him. I was really stoked seeing him. It's been a while. I saw Pokemon USA's little kitten. Thought that was cool. I mean, Raheem's been there since day one with me. Jaeon's been there since day one with me. I haven't seen him in a while, but Victor, this guy named Arceus, like, I remember everyone, man. Like, I remember names. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I remember all you guys. Toast, I assume, I don't know if Toast is Toaster. Uh-oh, mod. Hopefully one of you guys is here, but we got a bot. But yeah, no, I remember all you guys, man. So I definitely don't forget, that's for sure. So, but because I wouldn't be here without you guys. So, what is the single thing you fear the most that could hurt the hobby, or do you think it's too big to fail now? I think it would be arrogant to think it's too big to fail now, Digi. That is my mentality, because you always got to be able to look at the downside. That's one of the reasons why the '08 market crashed, is because people were sleeping at the wheel because they thought nothing could ever fail. People historically trading always, have the mentality of, I don't need a backup plan because I know what I'm doing. So I do think that there is going to be something that could potentially cause a catalyst in the market for Pokemon to fail. That is 100% possible. Do I think it's likely? No, but I still have these ideas in my mind of backing up what could happen. I would say if a lot of the content for Pokemon starts to become unoriginal, and they start to overdo it with certain things, in regards to art designs become less favorable, they start not listening to what the one thing they're really good at, like I said, is they're really good at, for the most part, like, and don't get me wrong, like, I have my criticisms of the Pokemon company, like the new video games I think could be a little bit harder. And by that I mean, like, standard video games such as like Sword and Shield. I think the game was a cakewalk and it was really frustrating. I wish it was harder. I wish they did more with it. But they're moving in a direction that I like, especially with what they've been doing with Arceus. So I think that the company's evolving. They're stepping out of bounds with a lot of things, or they're like growing in a certain aspect that I like. I would say though, remakes as well. I really wish they did more with that. So there's a lot of criticisms that I do have about them as a company, but I would say for the most part they've done a pretty good job of listening to demands, especially in the Pokemon market. Like, they know the demand and they're very self-aware of what people want for sets. So they've always done a good job. So with that being said, if they stopped listening to people and they started to, how do I want to say this? I know it's a card game, but if they went the route of basically like you see with video games like Call of Duty, for example, where it's all about making money and not listening to the fans. If they went to a route of that way where they focused on just money and not focusing on what the fans want, then they're going to start to fail, because that's what you've seen a lot with Call of Duty. Call of Duty has not been in a good spot for a while because of that. So, and I 100% think Pokemon, if they lost touch with their fan base, then that's what would happen. Cool Mr. Beast concept. Matthew Ben made some giant Pokemon cards for other YouTubers. Search it up on YouTube. Oh, I'll definitely have to check it out. Derek. Whoa, dude. Sexy chat. I'll have to look up giant Pokemon cards. This is so funny. Yo, did someone say giant sexy chat? Yo, that's crazy, bro. Giant Pokemon cards. Ah, I see. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's definitely a content idea, that's for sure. Evolving Skies demand is crazy, that's for sure, bro. Did you ever comment on how Evolving Skies booster boxes in Pokemon Center are already sold out? Nope, I have not, and that is crazy. If that doesn't show you demand, I don't know what does. Wow, dude, that's crazy. No, it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense. Demand for the set is super high, and it's $20 under market. What got demand pull inflation? That's funny. What got you into the hobby? Friends. I actually, as a little kid, wanted to get into Yu-Gi-Oh! Over Pokemon. I didn't really see the love for Pokemon at first when I was a little kid. But none of my friends wanted to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And my parents thought both were demonic, so I wasn't able to play either to begin with. So how did I get into the hobby was because since my friends were the ones giving me free cards and they were into Pokemon more than Yu-Gi-Oh, I was getting free Pokemon cards, and so that's what got me into it. And I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again because it's a fun story. One of my buddies, his name's Tristan, when I was a little kid, he would give me a lot of his Pokemon cards. He'd like smuggle them to me because I was into Pokemon and I wasn't allowed to play with it because my parents said it was demonic. Then what ended up happening is my parents found out about it. They told his parents, said it was demonic, convinced his parents that it was bad, and then his parents threw away all of his cards. And then several years later, I got into Pokemon because my parents changed their mindset on it. I was able to convince them to play Pokemon. I got into it, and then I started smuggling Pokemon cards to my friend, and it was the other way around. So it was a fun little story about how just smuggling Pokemon back and forth between friends because you're not allowed to play it because at first I got it banned because my parents thought it was demonic, and then it was the other way around because my parents got his banned and then I got unbanned. So kind of a funny story. B Purple says, what about me? You remember me? Of course I remember you, B Purple. How could I not remember you? I just obviously am talking about guys who were at the channel when it first started. Like when I was at my first 5 subs. Like those are the homies that have been around forever. Wonder how long it'll be until realize Chilling Rain is a banger set. Usually it takes some time. That's a good question. I have no clue how long, but it'll be a while for sure. John Doe, what's up? I've been busy lately catching the last live stream. Hey, I appreciate you stopping by. So funny. We had John Doe Ring coming, and then we got John Doe in here. So it's so funny, dude. Still no news on any celebrations. Sadly, no news on celebrations as it stands right now, other than just the Brilliant Star reprint. And then obviously we just found out that the Sword and Shield booster box is sold out right away on the Pokemon Center website. So the demand is crazy in this set. Who would have guessed it? Let me know if you ever need my 2D artwork. I'm an illustrator at heart and will be happy to donate work if you have any ideas. Ew, really, Patrick? Well, as you probably have seen in the background and also on the countdown thing, I would love if someone wants to help out. If you want to message me, Discord links in the description down below. I need a new background banner. I would love a new background banner. I mean, dude, look at my regular background banner. Like, please tell me this isn't boring. And it's just because that's what I had. It's just the Pokemon USA icon and the Pokemon USA background banner. So if you want, or if someone wants to send in a design of like some of their work and tell me like, hey, I would love to design you a background banner or a logo icon, I would love to do that. I would love to do like what some of the other Pokemon tubers are, like Danny Phantom or like Leonhardt does. Cause yeah, I'm pretty boring right now. So yeah, for sure, dude. I would absolutely love that. Hit me up on that. Yo, Too Much Tuna, what's up, dude? How are you doing, brother? How's it going? Hopefully all is well. They sold out yesterday. Oh, really? Oh, dude, that's tough. Really? I mean, they were up for 2 days at least. Yo, Pokemon, what's up, dude? All is well for myself. How about yourself? What would be your ideal Pokemon set? I guess when you ask that, what do you mean by ideal? Like perfect balance, or what do you mean by, or would you say like the most mind-boggling set of all time? Because I could tell you both. I could say what I think, like this would be such a crazy set idea, or I could say this is what I think a fair balance would be for a set. That's what I would say. Yeah, right, Tyrone. Good story. I collected first edition in '99. Just found out that the set last summer, and it's been a slippery slope since then. Just found the set last summer. Oh, really? Wow, dude. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, I've been my first ever Pokemon. So let me think. My first ever Pokemon item I got was a theme deck of Torterra, Diamond and Pearl. But my first ever Pokemon pack that I got was at Walgreens. My brother got a Ho-Oh EX. I got a Tyranitar EX. And my brother pulled from a Dragon Frontiers pack, his first ever pull, he got a Mew Gold Star. So that's freaking crazy, dude. That's what I remember as being some of the first stuff. I also was a huge fan. I remember I loved Power Keepers was another set that I did collect a lot as a kid. And some other like EX era product. But it's weird to think about because of how expensive it is nowadays. Oh, it's upsetting. Do you think we will get a large booster box reprint on multiple sets at the same time like we did back in December? Yes, 100%. I've talked about this a lot in my videos, Vegas. That's how the Pokemon company likes to do things. They reprint everything all at once. It's just the way they do it. Don't know why, but that's it. I remember a news segment about Pokemon being demonic back in... Bro, I saw a video. I forgot who was it, but it was like this pastor talking about like... It was the funniest thing. It was this pastor in church like going through all the Pokemon and like just pointing out all the things about it being demonic. And I thought it was the funniest thing. Like, bro, this guy's reaching so hard. I was like, that's so tough. The day ones, I feel it. Yeah, dude. Shout out to them. Chilling Rain bullish. So the price on Brilliant Star should drop down. In theory, yes, it should stock. I mean, historically, every time we've had a reprint like this, prices have started to tank. So I feel pretty confident in that. It just will take about a week or two. So especially because we thought we had a major reprint of this about a week or two ago, but it ended up being smaller. And I think there's been delays from the Pokemon company getting product out. So I think we should start to see the full-on effect of that within the next week or two, at least considering how many I ordered or my distributors gave me, which is absolutely insane. I like this simple banner like yours. That's why I made mine simple and clean. I guess, but what about at least my logo, like my icon? I think it'd be cool to change it, but maybe, I guess, if you like it. How heavy are you into investing celebrations and thoughts on that? Oh, investing versus backstock is a good point to make out. I am sitting on... I would say at this point... I'd say at least a fourth of my collection is in celebrations. A fourth is in celebrations, a fourth is in Shining Fates, and then the other 50% is kind of all over the place. But those are my two most heavily invested things that I have right now. If I'm being transparent. But that will evolve, that is for sure. So, especially with reprints. Especially with reprints for Brilliant. I guess I would rather put emphasis on investability, collectability, or playability. If you were to design your own set, obviously there's some overlaps, but I'm not sure you know what I mean. No, I know what you mean for sure. There is totally overlaps. I would say mainly collectability and playability are the two biggest overlaps, which ties into investability, of course. I would say if you were to have a set, so there's this card game called Hearthstone. I don't know if you guys have ever heard about it, but I remember when it first came out, it has this thing called hero archetypes in the game, and basically with that, there are certain types of like archetypes you can play depending upon how you want to play. So basically the most comparable thing is to like battle style rapid strike versus single strike. I think it would be really cool if they did something in that direction. And however, depending upon the direction they went would be the art design of that type of card. So it would correlate to competitive play, but it would also correlate to the way in which you preferred art design too. And some people would be like, I prefer the art design, or some people would be like, I prefer the competitive play side, and then vice versa. That way you can get people trying both decks or collecting both, and then so you get the best of both worlds on that. I think that would be a really cool concept if they did something like that. And I think you could do it with like a yin and a yang, like versus, like we obviously had like versus decks, but obviously it wasn't the same, like Magma versus Aqua. But if they did like a versus with like, I don't know, let's say they did a versus set where it was older gangs, right? Let's say it was Rocket versus Plasma, or Rocket versus Galactic, or Galactic versus, Yell, like one of these. and you had designs on the cards that were built around it, and they had their own sort of play style to it. I think that could be a really cool concept, like a versus. Or you could have a series, a versus series, where it's like electric versus grass, or like fire versus, you know, dark. Like they're neutral types, so they wouldn't have a weakness. But you could see them have synergies with other types of cards that could mix and match with one another, and the art designs would be based around certain types of cards within the set. I think that would be a kind of cool design. Hopefully you get the vision of what I'm talking about. Yo, Babe Cakes! Oh my goodness, bro. It's been a while. I'm late. Gonna have to go back and watch the stream from the beginning. Well, hopefully all is well. Thanks for stopping by, bro. I'm glad you made it here. Took me 2 days to find the binder from 99. Saw the Charizard and had to Google what Shadowless meant if I had a good one. Well, is your Shadowless? That's the real question there, Brady. The streets need a pseudo-legendary set. Ooh, that would be sick. Oh, Lord. Makes sense for Pokemon to do a print right before Christmas. Yeah, I would say so. The most demonic Pokemon of them all. Electrode? I mean, you would argue that freaking Gengar is, dude. Do you think Fusion Strike Chilling Reign will get a reprint? Yes, 1000%. I'd be stunned if it didn't get a reprint because it's still in rotation for another year. Literally, the last set that's about to get out of rotation is going to be Shining Fates. That was the last set to come out. Then the new rotation block will be Battle Styles up until Astral Radiance. Right? Because Astral comes out in May. No, Pokemon Go. I think Pokemon Go will be the last one. So in the block. Well, actually, no, that's not right. Well, that'll be the new standard block, I should say. Whatever it is, whatever Battle Styles up until whatever the most recent thing is, that's going to be the new block. So anything in that era will be up for grabs on reprints. What do you think about the next hype card will be when Pokemon does go away with alt cards? Imagine if you see shining alt art cards. That'd be a little extra. I would love to see them do a design. I've talked about this before and I'll say it again. I would love to see them bring back designs for character cards. I miss character cards, man. Character cards were so cool and they just don't do them anymore. I think it'd be cool to see it, especially if they did like remake sets. I know that like, and not character cards in the way that you think. Like, I know obviously when we're talking about trainer galleries, you've got character cards, right? Where you've got the like individual, and maybe this is the modern day character card. I think these are gorgeous, but I would love to see them go back and make character cards from like Gym Challenge. Like, I love the design on these. I think they're so cool, and it doesn't even take much. It just has the character in the bottom right and it has the name of the character. Or if you're like, maybe you want a little bit more added to it, and this is just the evolution of character cards. Then you've got the, you know, Diamond and Pearl era. Let's go with like Rising Rivals, right? You've got Infernape, and it has obviously E4. Luxray, E4. Or sorry, no, that's Gym Leader. Then you've got Alakazam Elite 4, and it's got those characters. I love those character designs. I think they're cool. I wish they would bring them back more. I know character rares. I know the evolution of that is character rares, but I like some of the old classic designs. I think it would be cool if they did some more classic designs. But we've been going for well over our time, so I'm going to start wrapping up in the last 5 minutes. And just a friendly reminder, we will be doing the live break this upcoming Sunday for Ancient Origins. 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so make sure to tune in for that. We still have less than half a booster box available, so hoping to sell out of that before then, but who knows, we might sell out day of. We'll see what happens. So, or we might not sell it at all, and we'll have to cross that road when we get there, but we still got a couple packs available left. I'll see the Pokemon Company if they get... I'll see the Pokemon Company. Do you mean to say sue? Is that what you meant to say? Hey Eli, ultimately if the crisis and shortage and gas, both diesel and regular prices are going crazy, truck deliveries walking off job could affect distributors of Pokemon if things get worse. I think that's 100% a possibility for sure. No, I could totally see that happening. I want to be careful with how I say what I'm about to say. I think that you could definitely see a lot of I could definitely see issues, supply chains issues furthering, getting worse. There's been a lot of reports that we're going to see sometime in October food shortages in the relative near future. So all I can say to that is, yeah, I totally see that as a potential problem for sure. Sweet, yeah, this sounds like a fair investment between split between two sets. Yeah, it would be really cool. We don't really have a true split set outside of just from a competitive play, but not from a actual like art design. Yeah, that's what I thought you meant, Derek, too. I used to love Hearthstone, Jorge says. Yeah, dude, Hearthstone was my jam. I've been here since Nox. Well, I stopped playing a while ago, but been there since Nox, and then my best was I finished Legend 12. That was my highest rank. So I was ranked 12 on the continent of North America and Northeast Asia or Southeast Asia. I forgot what the other part is, but yeah, I used to play against a lot of the competitive players back in the day. I thought about going pro for a while, but the grind burned me out. I would grind too much and I got tired of it. I do like what Battle Styles and Fusion Strike did, introducing solid archetypes, but man, they went a little overboard with the Mew. I mean, I think that it's cool they did the archetypes. They just could have done more with it. And yes, I play almost all the major TCGs. That's so funny. That's sick though, dude. Yeah, I mean, I would say the main TCGs I've played have been Pokemon and Hearthstone were the main two I played. I want somebody to develop an eternal format with Pokemon cards where it's 6 Pokemon in the field, 1 item each, 1 VMAX, 1 GMAX, 1 Mega, same rules, limitations as video game basically. Ooh, that's a cool idea. Wow, that would be sick actually, Digi. Yeah, I wish they would do more with competitive. I don't know if it's because they want to keep it the same old, but they could do some things. Versus Series, super bullish. Finding a sealed booster box of that is impossible. VS series? Well, what are you referencing? I need some Team Rocket again, villain team cards again. That'd be sick. I agree Pokemon needs to do variation card frames, not just break cards again. Yeah, 1000%. What are your thoughts in reasoning for or against behind the DA ETB will go back up to 100 even with the reprint, and how long you reckon it'll take? Just trying to put logic behind it. No, for sure, Pika. I mean, logic behind it would be history. I mean, historically speaking, it's gone to 100, and the reason why I went to 100 so fast was because supply chain issues. And so for that reason, obviously, it just got a nice old reprint, prices crashed. But as we've seen before with high demand sets, such as Vivid Voltage booster boxes, there's an argument to be made that it will eventually go up and hit $100 within, let's take a look. Take a look, and this will be one of the last couple of things we'll look at. So Vivid Voltage Elite Trainer box. It took, we don't have history on it, but when did Vivid Voltage come out? Vivid Voltage came out November 13th, 2020. So it took, it probably broke 100 at this point. Once again, granted, taken supply chain issues, it took 6 months for it to hit almost $100. This chart is probably not going to show it getting 100. But yeah, it took about 6 months. So I'm going to say, just for the sake of this argument, conservatively, I'll say it'll probably take another year once it's out of rotation. I think that's conservative. Once again, that's if we don't see any issues with the economy and nothing changes. But we've seen it go up before. I don't see why we wouldn't see it go up again. It's a Pikachu art design on Elite Trainer box. They're super high. That's a cool art design. We've never seen that before. So they're super in demand. Vivid Voltage, really cool set to open. Really cool set to display. I mean, Elite Trainer boxes perform well, man. They perform really well. I mean, Like I said, you're looking at percentage differences too, not just dollar differences between, ETB versus booster box. But yeah, reasoning behind it, it's done it before, it'll do it again, and it's still considerably, even though prices are cheaper now, it's still considerably low print because of supply chains, so it's just now getting caught up. And with that being said, once it does its flatline, it's getting literally reprinted right before out of rotation. So this is it, man. You want your Vivid Voltage, you want your Darkness Ablaze opportunity before it starts to climbing. This is it. What are your thoughts on the Whatnot app? Not a fan of it. Personally, not a fan of it. Nah. I understand people liking it, but I don't see it having a lot of traction. I could be off base. I know that Logan Paul was trying to do a lot of advertising for it, but I just don't see it. It's so like niche to be able to have something like that. I just don't see it. Yep, mine were all first edition shadowless. We decided to grade them and put it towards a down payment for a house. Shout out to Brady, dude. That's incredible. Oh, I bet you lost your mind. That's like finding gold, dude, in your backyard. That's pretty cool. The house knowing my graded 7 Pokemon cards, bought it. Wow, dude. Shout out to you. Great job on your views and keep up the work. Hey, I appreciate it, brother. So what you said is you're gonna donate $1,000 now because you have all this money? No, I'm just kidding. I appreciate the support, brother. How soon do you think the acquisition of Millennium printers will start affecting prices? Well, we might be seeing it now. I could be wrong, but we might be seeing it now with Brilliant Star. But I would say sooner than later. I would say you start to see it within... If we haven't already seen it starting to affect it right now, I would say within the next couple months to end of year. Yes, Eli, a lot of channels need to start talking about it. Have already posted a video talking about the crisis and what's going on in the world, which will affect Pokemon investing for sure. Yeah, I know. That's like why I like talking about Pokemon investing from the perspective of comparing it to, cryptocurrencies and other forms of assets, because I think it's very important to have that discussion on correlations, especially when you take a look at how other markets play a factor, especially when you also take into consideration that Pokemon prints to demand. There's a reason why certain era sets have low print. It's because demand wasn't there, because people didn't have the money to go back and buy, like EX era, like Diamond and Pearl era. It was just a very, underprinted era, under demand era, because people weren't into it as much, and then also because it kind of fell out after the WotC era, and then on top of that too, you had a economic collapse that followed shortly after. So a lot of factors at play, man. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, of course, brother. I need some free help from someone who just wants to learn more. Yeah, I can't say no to free help. Yeah, I mean, what are you looking to help at, John? If you want to message me, I'd be down. I can't say no to free help. I need all the help I can get, bro. When was the last time you did a pre-release? I finally did in person for Astral, and I forgot how fun it was. Well, obviously, I can't do one in person because that's mainly an LGS thing, but I would love to be able to do an LGS one in the future, if or when I decide to open an LGS. So that's what I would say. But if we'd like to open up packs and collect them, would it be smarter move to get sets when the booster boxes are sub 100 and just do it that way? If we like to open up packs and collect, would it be smarter move to get sets when... Oh yeah, of course, why not? I mean, if you like to open packs and you're there for opening packs and collecting, then the best time to do it is when everything is cheaper. Yeah, no, of course, 100%. So there's no, I wouldn't say there's ever an argument to make buying when it's more expensive. Yeah, no, for sure. But as far as it goes, we've been going for a while now. John Boy, if you want to message me, I would definitely appreciate some help. And then if anyone else wants to message me, if they have any questions or things they want to talk about, I'll talk to my accountant about it in regards to having her on. But as far as it goes, I can't thank you guys all enough so much for watching. As always, if you want to enter into our weekly giveaways, make sure you're subscribed, leave a like, comment down below on any of the pre-recorded videos we post each and every week, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 12 Brilliant Star booster packs to 3 different winners. Just going to keep giving back as much as I can to you guys as we continue to grow. And then lastly, we have an Ancient Origins booster box break. That'll be this Sunday, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So really excited about that. We still have some packs left, so make sure that if you want to support the channel, you buy into that. And like I said, I'm straight up selling them to you guys at what I bought it for. So I'm not making any money. I'm actually losing money, if anything, because of fees and transactions and la la la. So, but no more blabbering on. Can't thank you guys all so much once again for watching. Until then, I will see you guys all